Alright, so now in this section, we will start working on a UI side using React.js. Okay, so let's create a fresh project in React using create React app. So let me copy this from the documentation and I will open a folder where my GraphQL code is, and I'll open a terminal in that same folder, and here I'll paste that command and I'll rename my app to, let's say, client, CLIENT. Okay, I'll hit enter. Let's wait for a few seconds. All right, there we go. So let me navigate into client, and I'll install few more things. Okay, we will be using this material UI as our UI library. It has so many components that will reduce our efforts. So I can click on this get started. I'll install it. Okay, I'll copy this statement. Let me zoom in. Okay, yeah. Control C and hit enter. Apart from that, we will, okay, there are few more things that we need to install. We need to use this Roboto font, okay, and then we need to also install this icon separately if you want to install, if you want to use icons. Okay, yep, and it's done. So let me install the icon also. Let me copy this statement, Control C, and I'll paste here. Okay, and apart from that, later we will be adding navigation. Okay, so for that we will be using this React router version 6, so that also we have to install. Okay, so let me copy this also, Control C, and it's done. So let's install the React router also. Control C, Control V, hit enter. Okay, it will take a little bit. Also, we have to install this Roboto font in our React application. Not install, actually paste this line of code in head. Okay, so let me now, once the React router is installed, let me open my VS code in this current directory, and here is our VS code. Okay, I'll open public and index.html and I'll paste that Roboto font. Control C, and we can paste it in a head, maybe here. Okay, like so. Let's save this, and there we go. So we are done setting up our React application. Alright, so let's start the coding. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll remove some of the boiler code from here. I'll get rid of all the things that we have here, and I can remove this logo. I can keep my CSS file, but I'll remove everything from here. Okay, yep, remove it. Let's save this, and let's save this as well. Okay, so let's start creating components. Okay, our custom components. So first of all, let's work on login and sign up, components. So we can create a separate component for login and sign up, or also we can club it in a one component also. Okay, so let me here, let's say I'll create a folder and I'll give it a name of, let's say, pages start. Yeah, pages. And inside this pages we will have let's say auth screen.js. Yeah, okay. And if you have this extension installed, so I have this extension installed in my VS code, so this will generate a boiler code for me. Okay, so if you do not have this, install it. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll type RAFCE, and boom, there you go, I got the boiler code for a component. Perfect. So first of all, I'll import couple of things. From material UI. Okay, so let me minimize this. Okay, so I'll import, first of all, I need box component, I need stack component. Don't worry, I'll explain you what all these components do. I need typography and I need button. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so first of all, let's use this box component. Now this box component doesn't add any new functionality. Basically, it's similar to div tag. Okay, but instead of using div, we are using box. It looks good. And apart from that, the beauty about box is you can give this any CSS attribute directly as a prop. Okay, you can give any CSS attribute directly as a prop. That's the beauty of box component. Okay, we will add CSS little bit later. Yeah, inside this box, we will have a stack component. Stack. Okay, and this stack will help us in aligning the content, in one dimensional way, that is either horizontally or vertically. And let's say inside this stack we will first of all add a typography. So typography, we can use it for our text. Okay, so we can use it for headings and paragraphs. So let's say here I can write please sign up, maybe. Okay, and here I can add a variant. So I want to output this please sign up text as a, let's say, h5 tag. So here I need to add a variant, and that will be h5, like so. Okay, apart from that, I will import text field also. And now let's use this text field. Okay, I can self close it. So we will give couple of props to this text field. So first of all, I'll add a label. Label will be first name. Okay, and then we will have a variant, and that variant will be standard. So we have couple of, let me open the documentation actually. So if you will see here, text field, if I search text field component, we have couple of variants here, that is outline, filled, standard. Okay, and whatever the value we give to this label, it will come here. Okay, yeah, it will come here, it will show on the screen. Also we will add a name attribute that will help us in updating the state. Okay, so let's say I can add first name without spaces. Okay, don't add spaces in it, and keep this camel casing. Okay, first letter small and then second letter capital. Yeah, and perfect. Let's, when we will type on it, we have to change our state also simultaneously. We have to keep track of the value that we type in it. So we have to import from here, we will have to import use state hook. Okay, and here maybe, we can keep all the text field that we will have in our page in a single object. Okay, so let me write here, let's say form data. We can create a variable, state variable with form data, and in order to update it, set form data, and this will be use state, and initially we can keep an empty object. Okay, and now here I can add, let me think, on change. Yes, on change we will update our state. Okay, now let's create here handle change. Handle, create a function const handle change, and we will pass event as an argument to it, and then we will update our state. We can use set form data, and again that is an object. And what we want to add here, so we want to set a key. The name of the key will be the name of this text field. Okay, so to access this name, okay, that is first name, we can access it from this event. Okay, so here I'll add a square bracket, and here I will write e dot target dot name. Okay, and what will, so this name will be set as a key to this object. Okay, to set it as a key for this object, we have to add this square brackets. And what will be the value that we can access from, again, from event dot get dot value, like so. Perfect. Okay, now I can here call handle change. So I will receive the event here, and here I can call handle change and pass this event. Okay, so whenever I'll type on this text input, my state will update. So this is the one way of passing handle change function, or what we could do is we could simply write this way without parentheses. Now React will automatically pass that event when we will when we will type on this text field. Okay, so you can also do this way also without parentheses. Event automatically, React will pass event argument to it when we will type on it. Perfect. Let's create couple of more. I'll shift down key, and let's say here I can write last name, label will be last name, and standard. Okay, yeah, let's say when we will type on it, this time, see, we do not want to update our entire state. First we have, whenever we are on change, we should create a copy of our state, and then we should update it, right? Then we should add a new property to our object. Okay, so we have to create a copy. For that I will spread this form data, and now I can add a new value to it. That's how we should do it. Okay, yeah. So let's say if we type on this text input for the first time, then basically then what will happen is uh, this will update. So in our object we will have, so let me here write a come add a object. Okay, so when we do it for the first time, let's say if we type here for the first time, then we will have something called as first name, and the value of that will be whatever we type it. Let's say now we will update this field. Now we will start typing on this field. Now we have to create a copy of this object and then add a new field to it. Okay, then we have to add a new field to it this way. So that's why we have to spread it first, and then we have to add a new field to it. Yep, I'll get rid of this. Okay, yeah, perfect. It looks perfect, and we will have couple of more fields here. We will have name will be email this time, and label will be, I can write here email, and type also I can here add, type will be email. Okay, yeah, perfect. And then we will have password, type will be password, name will be password, and label will be also password. And yep, it looks good. We will add a button to submit this all fields, so let me add a button. Okay, and here I can write maybe let's say simply submit, and I can add a variant to this button. So we have different variants for the button, so I'll use outlined variant. Okay, you can actually look onto the docs what all variants you can give. Outline actually looks decent. Okay, and I'll also here add a type. So when I click on this button, it should submit all the fields. Okay, so I'll here add a type submit. Okay, perfect. So let me start the development server to actually have a look on how this looks so far. Okay, now this will type submit will only work when these all fields are inside our form tag. Okay, now here we have this box component, right? So we can output this box as a form component. For that, here I can add component, and that will be form, like so. Now this box will be rendered as a form component. Okay, so here we should add on submit also, if that's the case. Here we can add what will happen on submit. So here I'll add on submit prop. On submit we will call a function. So let's create a function here, const handle submit submit, and that will be a arrow function like this. And then here we will receive event. First of all, we have to write e dot prevent default. We have to prevent the default behavior, because whenever we submit the form, page actually refreshes, so we do not want to refresh a page. And then what we can do is we can basically for now console.log our form data. to see if our state is updating correctly or not. And now here handle submit, I can call it here, control V, like so. Perfect. So let's see how it looks actually. Oh, we haven't imported this component, right? So we, what we can do is we can get rid of this and we can import our auth screen, like so. Let's save it and let's have a look how this looks actually. It seems like it's compiling. Okay, it's done and this is how it looks. Okay, let's make it little decent. Okay, so we will add couple of styling to this. So first of all, what we could do is we could add a width to this stack. Okay, now if you want to write your custom css to any component, if you want to give any custom css to any component, you can use this special prop, that is sx, and you have to pass two objects, and here you can write any of your css property. Okay, let's say I'll give width of 400 pixels. If I save it, there you go, looks good. Now the content inside a stack is by default getting aligned in a column wise, but we should be little specific so that if other developers will have a look, they should get an idea of it. Direction, default direction is column, but we would be like to here be specific, so I mention here column column. Okay, now apart from that, let's add a little spacing between these components. So for that I can add SPA spacing of, let's say, 2 units. Let's see how it looks. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So now what I can do is I can align this stack center both horizontally and vertically. For that I can basically use flexbox. So I can write css attribute, css property directly to this box as a prop. Okay, I can pass it directly as a prop. So here I will add dis PLR display equal to flex, and I'll here write justify justi justify content content, and that will be center. Okay, so it will center it row wise if I'm not wrong. Let's save this. Yep, perfect. And we have to center it column wise also. For that I'll add align items, and that will be center. Okay, but this will not work, I think. Yeah, because this box doesn't have enough height. So let's add height and we will give it, let's say, 80% of the screen height. Okay, so let's give it, so I'll write here 80 vh to give it 80% of screen height. Perfect, this looks good to me. Okay, now let's see if our state is working or not. So if I type it here, any random stuff, okay, and if I write password anything, if I click on submit, oh, it's telling us to add a correct email. Okay, perfect, let's click on submit. Oh, console.log is not defined. I think I made a typo here. Oh, my bad. Okay, yep, so again let's clear it, click it, boom, there you go, our state is updating correctly, it seems like. Perfect. That's it for this video. Next video we will add a functionality to login. So we will hide this first name and last name, and user should be able to enter email and password while logging in. Alright, so now user should also be able to log in. So we have to hide this first name and last name field. Now before we go ahead and do that, let's add little card. Okay, that will make a UI more decent and clean. Okay, so what you can do is we can import card from here, and we can basically wrap this stack with card component. Okay, control X and boom, there you go. Let's save it, and it looks good, but let's add little padding and let's remove box shadow actually. So to give custom CSS, I have to add SX prop here, and I'll add a padding of 10 pixel, and I will add a variant, and variant will be outline. Basically it will add a little outline border instead of box shadow. Okay, let's see. Perfect, awesome, it looks so clean. Okay, now what we should do is, first of all, when user visits our homepage, we should show them login page, right? We should show them login screen instead of sign up, and then we will ask if they do not have account, they can sign up. So let's say here, for that we have to create a state here. Okay, so I'll create here state const let's say login, and then set, yeah, instead of login we can write show login. That is more better name, and then we can write here set show login, and this will be use state, and we can set a value of it to true. So that's initially it will be true. If it is true, then we should show login page, and if it is false, then we should show a sign up page. Okay. So see, if it is true, then we will change the text. Okay, here we can, what we can do is we can add a ternary here. Okay, and here we can write a condition. If show login is true, then we will return login. Okay, else we will return this sign up text. Control X and Control V, like so. And same thing we will do with the button also. We will change the text of button also. Boom, like so. And if the login is true, then we need to hide these two fields. Okay, so for that, here again, this time I can use short circuiting. If show login is equal to false, or instead of writing like this, I can negate it. I can add exclamation here to reverse the condition. If show login is false, then we will return these two. Control X, and let me add it here. Okay, yep. And since we are returning 2 items at a time, so we have to add an empty fragment here. We can return only one component. Yep, perfect. So let's save this and let's see how it looks now. Okay, now we are able to see only these two fields, and please log in, and here also login button. Perfect. And now we should add a ability so that user can sign up also, right? So here maybe here before button we can add a text. I can use typography, and I can here use variant, and variant this time I can write maybe subtitle 1. It will be little, small. Let me show you actually how this subtitle looks. Yeah, so the subtitle 1 looks like this. It's a normal text. Okay, yep. Subtitle 1, and here if let's say show login is true. Okay, here what we will do is, here if we ask if show login is true, then we will ask that user need to sign up, right? So I'll add a question mark here. Else we will write here login and then question mark, like so. Okay, and when user will click on it, so here I'll add on click. Okay, and then we'll pass a function to it. Okay, and then what we will do is we will basically update our state. Okay, set show login, and we will make it to false, but instead of hard coding a value, we can negate it, right? So whatever the current value of our status, we are negating it. Show login. So this is the one way of writing, or instead we could also pass a function to it, and here we will get previous value of state, and then we can return negate of previous value. Yeah. And apart from that, what we will do is we will also make our this form data empty. Yeah, that is also we can do here. Set form data, and let's make it empty. Yep. Let's save this and let's see if it works or not. Okay, if I click on sign up text, there you go. I'm able to, sign up. Let me again type it and let's see if our state is working fine or not. Sign up. Oh, I have to add a valid email here. Sign up. Okay, this is working. If I click on login, and again if I click on login, oh, I got an empty object. I need to type it again. My bad. So this is the issue that I noticed here. We will solve it. It's not a big issue to solve. We can solve this. Now we should get this uh, email and password locked. Okay. First, let's center this also. Let's center this. Here, to center this, we can add text line, right? We can directly write CSS attribute as a prop because it's a typography. Typography is a special component. We can pass directly CSS attribute text line and value of that will be center. It should center it. Yep, perfect. Okay, so what here we should do is we should basically sync to fix the other issue. We can basically synchronize this and the text input fields and our state, but this will be a little problem uh, because we are basically keeping our login and sign up data in single object. Or what other workaround would be is, we can import use ref. Actually use ref. Okay, and we will store the reference of this form. Okay, so let me initialize this use ref const auth form frm, and this will be equal to use ref. Initially it will be null. Okay, it will not hold any reference, and then we will initialize ref, and that will be equal to auth form. And now what we will do is when we click on this text input, we can use this auth form dot current. Yep, and then here we can reset it, reset it like so. Let's save this and this should work. Okay, yep, it will work definitely. Let's say if here I type anything, okay, at the rate abc.com, and here I can write password, let's say 12345, and if I navigate to other page, if I click on login, that will work as expected. But if I click on sign up, see, email and password will clear up. Okay, again I have to type it from scratch. Okay, let's verify this also here. If I click on sign up, it's working as expected. Okay, we have 4 fields here, but if I click on login, these fields are getting cleared up. Okay, yep, so this is how we can reset in case of uncontrolled component. Yeah, so that's it for this video. We will continue further in the next one. Alright, so let's continue further. So once the user is logged in or signed in, he should be able to see the home screen or home page, I should say. So let's create a page for it. Okay, so here inside this pages, I'll create one more component, maybe home screen.js, like so. And here I'll type RAFCE, control space, okay, enter. Yep, so inside this home screen, what we will have is, first of all, we will have a box for sure. Okay, I have to import it. Yep, let me import it. Import something from @MUI. Yes, material, and that is box. Okay, and then we will create a sidebar. Okay, a sidebar component, and in that sidebar we will have all the users with whom we can chat. Okay, so what I'll do is inside the source I'll create a folder and I'll give it a name of components. Okay, and inside this components I'll create a sidebar sidebar.js, like so, and here I'll type rafce control space, boom, here you go. So let me first import this in home screen. Okay, let me here import this sidebar and self close it. Okay, yes, and and let's work on a sidebar component now. So it will basically have all the users in it. Okay, so here we need a box. First of all, we need box. Let's copy this. Control C, and boom. And we will need here box component, and then let me think of it. We will have a text. Okay, so for that I can use typography, and we can write here chat maybe. Okay, and then variant I can give. Okay, variant will be it will be like h6 tag. Okay, and then what we are going to do is then we will show all the users after that. Okay, so let's create maybe another component for it. What I'll do is I'll create here another component. I'll give it a name of user card.js maybe. Okay, and I'll type rafce control space. Okay, there you go. And inside that we will have, for now, let's say I can just write a name. Okay, let me write it this way. Let's go back to our sidebar, and what I'll do here, I'll actually create one array, const, and maybe users for now, and here I'll add object, and I'll add id, let's say 1, and first name. Let me pause the video and complete this task. All right, there we go. So we have 3 users. So what I'll do is, first of all, after outputting this chat text, we will add a divider. Okay, here. So let me here import divider. So divider will add basically a horizontal line. So let's add this divider. Okay, and then what we will do is here we will iterate in this users array, and then we will get all the individual item in it, and then we will return user card. Okay, we will return user card. Okay, self close it, and we will pass item prop, and that will be equal to the item which we have in here, item, like so. Okay, yep. So once we get this item, okay, let's go to this user card, and we can destructure from the props this item, and from item we can destructure first name, last name. Yeah, that's it we need for now, and also id. Okay, yeah, perfect. And now in this user card, what we will have is for now let's output only first name only. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll go to my app.js, and I'll comment this auth screen, and I'll import instead home screen, and let me see how actually it looks. Okay, let's save this and let's see actually how it looks. It's compiling, I think. Yep. Alright, so this is how it's looking as of now. Super ugly. Okay, we have to work on it now. So what I'll do now is, first of all, I'll go to my sidebar and I'll style this box. I will style this box. Okay, so I can actually pass CSS property directly as attribute. So first of all, I'll have a background color of little gray. Okay, so for that I can write hash uh, f7 f7 f7. Okay, and then I'll have a height. I'll give it a full height of screen. So height will be equal to 100 vh, and then minimum width I will give. Minimum width will be, I have to make w here capital. Width will be let's say 250 pixel. Let's see how it looks, and then we will add a padding also. Padding will be 10 pixels. Okay, let me see how it looks now. And is it compiling? I think min width is not working, it seems like. Let me check. It worked. Or instead, what I should do is, instead of adding minimum width, I should add a max width, or I should add a fixed width actually, and then later we will change it to min width. Okay, so I should add a fixed width for now. Later we have to change it. I'll tell you later why we have to change it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, later we will have to change this because here also we will have some content now. So later we will have to change it to min width. Okay, but for now this looks good. Let's style little bit user cards. Okay, so what we can do is, let's go to our user card. Okay, yep. So here we will use, first of all I need to import stack component. I'll import something from @material, and that is stack, and here I'll use stack, and inside this stack we will have, first of all we will have image of user. So we can generate image based on this first name and last name. For that we can use one API, that is this dice bears. Okay, so it can generate nice avatars. Okay, avatars. So you can go to documentation and see what all avatars it can generate, but it can also generate avatar based on initials, that is name. Okay, so here we have to pass initials and then the name. Okay, let me copy this API, and here I think they have given an example. Yep, so let me copy this actually API, Control C, and for avatars in Material UI, let me go to Material UI documentation, and they have a avatar component, I guess. Yeah, they have avatar component, and yeah, this is the avatar component. Beautiful, isn't it? It's looking so nice. So let's import that avatar. Okay, and then we can here use avatar, and let me self close it. Okay, and to avatar we have to pass source, and source will be a URL. So I'll use backticks here, basically template literals, and I'll paste the API. Okay, and here we have to write initials. So we will generate an image based on name. So I have to write INIGIALS, initials. Okay, and then I need to pass here name. Okay, so I want to, here I'll pass dollar. I'll have to inject these variables. So here I'll inject first name, and then I'll give space, and here again I'll write last name. Let me minimize this like so. And apart from that, let's give this little width and height to this image. let's say we can give width of maybe 32 units, or let's write it in pixels, 32 pixels, and height will be 32 pixels. Okay, and then we will have a typography, simple typography, and here we will show, again I can copy this and just paste it, Control C, Control V, like this. And variant, we can give subtitle to this time, it will be little bold, variant, VAR, variant will be uh, subtitle 2. Okay, let's save this and let's see how it looks. And it looks good. Okay, it looks fine, but we have to align these two boys row wise, these two items row wise, right? So here we can change the direction. Okay, so we have used a stack, so here I will just change the direction. Direction will be row. Okay, let me save this and let's see how it looks. Perfect. Let's add a little bit of spacing. So here I can use spacing, SPA spacing, and let's say 8 units. Let me, oh, you have to add it in braces. Okay, let's see how it looks. Nope, it's not looking that good. So what we will do is we will add a padding also. So here for that, that's the custom CSS I have to write. So I will add padding in y direction. So it's a short form. Okay, if you want to add padding from top and bottom, you can use this py, and let's give it a 1 unit. Let me see how it looks now. It is looking good, but we have too much of the spacing here. It's simple, na? Let's reduce it. Let's give it a 2 maybe. Let's save this. And yeah, it's now looks good. Okay, it is looking beautiful, awesome. So that's it for our sidebar. I think it's looking beautiful. Next we will work on our chat screen. Okay, all right, let's continue further. So now in this video, let's add routing in our application. Now before I go ahead and talk about routing, let me add little bit of the UI enhancement. Let's say when I hover on these cards, the background of these cards should get changed and cursor also should get changed. Okay, so for that, to this user card I can give class name and maybe user card, like so, and let me copy this, Control C, and where is our app.css here? So here I'll add a hover. Okay, and then when we hover on it, we will change the background color, and background color will be white. Okay, and also we will change the cursor and we will use pointer here. Okay, let's save this and let's see how it looks. It seems like it's compiling. Okay, and apart from that, let's give this unique key while iterating, so that we should not get a warning here. Okay, so let me go to sidebar and let me add a unique key here. Key will be item.id. Okay, we have id here, right? Perfect. Okay, let's save this and let's see. Let's reload this. We should not get any warning now. Okay, and if we hover on it, you can see background and cursor are changing. Okay, perfect. Now let's talk about routing. Okay, so you see, what will happen is, let's say right now we are on a default route, that is slash. Okay, so let's say when we are on default route, we will show the sidebar will remain common, and then here maybe we can show a welcome component. Okay, maybe a welcome component will have a, let's say, welcome to application or something like that. It will have a simple text, and when user clicks on it, we will change the route and we will navigate user to chat screen. Okay, the sidebar will remain common. Okay, sidebar will remain common. Here we will change a component. Okay, yes, so let me write the code and then you will get more clarity on this. So let me first open my index.js because we have to import browser router. Okay, before before we use any routing related stuff in our component, we have to wrap our entire application with browser router. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that first. React router DOM, and we have to import here browser router, and let's wrap our entire application with this browser router like so. Control X and boom, there we go. Okay, once it's done, let's now go to our sidebar. Not sidebar, actually to our home screen. Okay, so to our home screen we have the sidebar. Now here we will show a route. If it's a default route, then we will show a welcome text, or if it's a other route, then we will show a chat screen. Okay, so let me create a separate component here for routing. Okay, so I'll write here maybe uh, all routes, and that will be a arrow function like this, and here we have to return a component. So we have to import a couple of things from React router DOM. Okay, React router DOM, and first of all we need to have a route. Okay, and then also routes. Okay, these two things we need. So first of all we have to wrap our all the routes with this routes component. Okay, now here inside in this routes component we can add our individual routes. Okay, so we will have two routes. Okay, so let me add route, and I can self close it. If let's say if path will be that is default path, that is for a home screen, if path will be slash, then we will show a component. For that, here we have to add element, and here we will show a maybe simple component which will display a welcome text. Okay, we will create it later, and let me duplicate this Alt Shift down key, and then we will have uh, another route, and let me here create a route variable. So let's say id, and then we will have two variables and name. We will pass also name. So what will happen is when we will click on these, okay, so we will navigate to this route. Okay, and we will pass two arguments, two parameters while navigating. So first will be the id. Okay, and then second will be the name of the user. Okay, yeah, that we have to do here, and we will show uh, chat screen component in that case. Okay, right now we have not created it, so let's create both of the components here. Yeah, so let me here in my component, let me create first of all welcome.js. Okay, rafce control space, and boom, and inside this welcome we will have a stack. Let me see if it automatically gets imported. Stack, yep, stack, and inside the stack we will have a typography. Let's use this, and here let's say we can write welcome to let's say teams. Okay, and then variant, here we can add variant, and variant will be h2. It will be rendered as a h2 tag, and then we have to center this, and for that let's add justify content, and center it will center it in a column wise, because in case of stack default direction is column, and to center it row wise we can give align items, and that will be center. And then yeah, that's it, I think. Okay, let's save this, and let's now here show welcome component. Let me self close it like so. Okay, let's save this and let's see what happens. I think we should get a what is wrong here. let me for now, where is our home screen? Yeah, for now let me add a welcome component here also. Okay, let's save this, and we should get welcome component. Oh, here we have to control C, here we have to use this. Okay, all routes, control V. Okay, so sidebar will remain common, and depending on what path we are, this will change. Okay, this component will change. Let's save this. And is it compiling? Let me reload this. Seems like something is wrong here. Well, nothing is wrong here. Actually, if you will, scroll down, there you can see we have this text. So actually we want to, you know, put this component in this area, right? So basically we want to align these sidebar and this component uh, in a row. Okay, so let me add the styling for it. So to box, I think we can give display flex. This will fix the issue if I am not wrong. Let's save this, and this should fix it. Yep, it fixes it, but I think this is not taking entire available space here, if I am not wrong. Yep, it should take the entire available space. For that, I think I can give to this welcome, I can give flex grow of 1. Let's save this, and this should fix the issue. And yep, here we can see welcome to Teams. Okay, now let's say if we click on it, we should change the route here, and we should show a chat screen. Okay, so we will go to user card, and or yeah, here we can write the logic. Yeah, it's perfect. Here we can add basically on click click we will navigate, we will change the path basically. Okay, change the route basically. For that we have to import use navigate. Okay, so let me see if I can get suggestion. Yes, and VS Code will automatically import it for me. Oh, actually it has to be imported from React Outer DOM. Yeah, and then we can initialize this hook const navigate, and then here we can use an arrow function, and here I can write navigate, and here I can provide a path. Okay, so here I'll use template literals. So path will be slash, and then dollar, we have to pass id, so we have already access to the id. Yep, here. Okay, why we are passing the id? Because here we are getting all the users id, right? So we can basically have some piece of information in a chat screen, right? So that's why we are passing the user id also. And also let's pass the username that we can pass like this dollar, and then uh, first name space dollar last name, like so. Okay, let's save this, and now what we will do is we will create the component. Okay, so here I'll create chat screen .js. Okay, here I'll type rafce rafce. Yep, and here let me, for now what I'll do is I will basically extract the parameters. Okay, so when we are navigating from our home screen to chat screen, then we will see, we will check if we can get these parameter for now. Okay, from the URL, actually from the path, from the parameter. Yeah, so to get these parameters we have use params hooks that we can use. Let me do that. So I'll here write use params Yep, we have that, but that should be imported from React router DOM, if I am not wrong. Yes, and from the parameters, we are passing two parameters in a URL, so we can destructure those. So one is the ID and one is the name. And for now, let's show that in our chat screen. Okay, let's show these two things here: ID and then second is the name. Oh, not name, actually, it's first name, right? Yep, I think it's first name and last name. Mm, well, that depends on what name we have given to our path. Okay, let me see. Let me go to home screen. Yeah, it is name actually. Yeah, so we are passing two parameters. One is the ID and one is the name. Yeah, so here whatever name we have given, that with that name only we can extract it from our parameters. So where is it? It will be name. Yes, here we have to write name. We have to restructure name and ID, and we are just showing that on our screen. Okay, so let's see if this works. If I click on Mukesh, here the path got changed, but component didn't rendered. And the reason for that is, let's go to our home screen. Here also we have to, this time we have to show chat screen. Okay, let's save this, and now it should change. Okay, here you can see ID has been rendered and the name has been rendered, and if I change the route, it's working perfectly. Beautiful. So next video we will start working on our chat screen component. All right, so now let's start working on the chat screen. Okay, so let me open my chat screen component. Beautiful. So first of all, uh, uh, we can use box component on the root level. Okay, and inside this box, let's give this box flex grow 1 so that it can take the entire available space. Flex grow of 1. Okay, and then we will have app bar here. Okay, so in material UI we have a component that is app bar. Yes, so let me see the code for it. Okay, so this is the app bar, so we can use it. We have to import toolbar also. Okay, so let me copy this code, this much code actually. So not this much from the app bar. Yep, control C, and let me paste it here. Okay, so we have this app bar, so we have to import it. Okay, so let me import it here. I'll import something from @MUI material, and it is app bar. We have to also import toolbar. Okay, and then here you know what, rest of the things I can get rid of these things inside toolbar. Okay, so why we are using toolbar? Because whatever items we will add into a app bar, so toolbar what it will do, it will add little padding around those items, and also it will align those item in a row. Okay, yeah, that's why we require toolbar here. So inside this toolbar, let's say we can use avatar. Okay, so this avatar that we used earlier in a user card. So let me copy this avatar code for that avatar. So where is our user card? Here it is. So let's copy this bad boy, control C, and here I'll paste it like this. Okay, and we have to here import this avatar like so, and height will be perfect, and and after avatar we will have a typography. Yes, and let's say here we can show the name. Okay, name of the user. And yeah, apart from that, variant will be, let's say, h6 variant variant will be h6. And let's save this and let's see how that looks actually. Oh, boxes, we forgot to import box here. Okay, let's save this, and now Okay. Yeah, okay. My bad. Here, instead of writing first name and last name, we can write just name. Let's save this, and now hopefully we should get our beautiful app bar. Okay, but this color blue, I can get rid of this, and also I can remove the box shadow, right? Yep, we can basically make our UI little clean here. Okay, so for that, here to this app bar, we have to give our custom CSS. For that, here I can use SX prop, and I can first of all add background color of, let's say, white. I do not like this blue color, and apart from that I will remove the box shadow. For that I can add box shadow, and that will be 0. Okay, let's save this and let's see how it looks. Perfect. So text color is white, I think, so let's change it to uh, black here. So color will be, so in case of typography or box component, we can give any CSS attribute directly as a prop. Okay, and to rest of the component we have to use this SX prop. Black color will be BLACK. Okay, let's save this, and perfect. Let's give this little margin from the right side. Okay, so we can give, or we can give this avatar little margin from right side here. So here I can use MR to give margin from right side, and that will be 2 units. Let's say, let's save this, and this should look good actually. Yep, perfect. Perfect, it's looking beautiful. Awesome. So now rest of the area we will have here a screen where we will show chats, and on the bottom we will show a text input where user will be able to type a message. Okay, so now again, after this app bar ends, we will add a box component here. Okay, yep, and inside this box we will show, let's say, a message, and let me add a background color to this box. Background color will be uh, a little gray color. So for that I can use hash f5 f5 f5, and height will be HEIGST height. It will take basically 80% of a screen. Okay, so here I can give 80 VH for that, and let's add little padding. Okay, we will add padding little later. Let's see how it looks actually for now. Okay, perfect. Here you can see we have got this box which has height of 80 VH. Perfect, it's looking so nice and clean. Okay, now let's add a text field also. Text field. Okay, and here let's give this name. Name will be that I do not know. Let's do not add the name for now, and placeholder we can give. So why I'm not adding a name? Because that I have to check in my GraphQL schema. Name should match. Okay, I'll add it later. Here placeholder we can give enter message, and variant we will keep standard. Variant will be standard, and okay, let's save this and let's see how it looks. Perfect. We should increase the width, and also we can also give it a height. Okay, it should take the rest available area. So first of all, let's give this full width. Okay, and apart from that, let's make it multi-line to give it to take the remaining height. Okay, so let's make it multi-line, and it will take how many rows, that we have to also specify. It will take, let's say, 2 rows. Let's save this, and this should look decent. Okay, perfect, it's looking good to me. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, it's perfect. If you want to increase it more, then you can, let's pass 3 and let's see how it looks. Okay, So it has taken too much. 2 was a decent actually. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. And let's create a separate component for this message also. Okay. So what we will do is we will create a one more component here. Let's say message card.js. Okay, and RAFCE, and here we will show messages. Okay, and in here uh, what we will do is let me think of it. We will have a box first of all again. So in this message we will have two things actually. We have to show the text and also two text we have to show. One is the text itself and one is the uh, time also when this message was sent or received. Okay, so here let's add typography. Okay, and also we have to import box and to this typography we will give variant, and this time we can maybe keep it subtitle 2 subtitle 2, and background color we can keep it maybe white. Yes, that will look good. Let me write these on new line. White, and then let's add also little padding around the message. Padding will be 5 pixels. Okay, and here I can show the message. Let's say so message, what we can do is we can pass it as a prop. Okay, yes, that also that we can do. Text and also date we will also pass. Okay, so here we can just write text, and then here let me duplicate this. I'll shift down key, and here variant we can pass this time for showing that time. The variant we can pass it caption, so it is very small text caption, and background color we do not need, and padding also I think we do not need here. Yep, and here we will show date. Let me rename this to date, and here we will show date like this. Let's save this, and here what we will do is chat screen. Here instead of writing hi, I can import my message card here, message card here like so, and here let's pass text maybe, and let's pass date also. It will be time, or you can write any number. Let's duplicate this couple of times and let's see how this looks. Oh wow, perfect. I think background color didn't work. Let me see why. Okay, let me open this again, and oh, I actually made a typo here. Let's save this. Now it should work. Perfect. There is something wrong actually. Let me think of it. Right now it's taking basically the whole available, width. Maybe to fix this, what we can do is later also in the whole available width, we have to also align some messages on the right side, right? So for that, I think we can wrap this box in another box. Let me try that way, okay? We will put this box in another box. And here, let me give here display flex. Okay, let's see now what happens. Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Now it's looking more beautiful. Let's say if you want to, now align some messages on the right side. Here also you can give the direction. Okay, justify content. So default direction is row, right? In case of flex, in case of stack, default direction is column, right? So justify content aligns in a direction that is set. Okay, so right now the default direction is row. So justify ent content, if I let's say give it to end. Okay, so now messages will show on the right side. Yep, perfect. Okay. So what we will do is, let's say we will also pass the direction from here. Direction. Okay, and here we can write a direction also. Yep, that is more clean. Now here what we can do is we can pass a direction also. Direction will be, let's say or direction will be let's say start. Okay, and here we can give direction, let's say end. Okay, and to this also control C, control V. Perfect. And okay, let's save this, and it's looking beautiful to me. Okay, it's looking beautiful. And apart from this, what we should do is we should add little, I think, padding, right? Yeah, to the entire box. So to this box which has all the messages in it, we can add a padding of, let's say, 10 pixels. Let's save this, and now perfect, this looks beautiful, awesome. Okay, now if let's say if messages overflows, okay, if I have, let's say, too many messages, then what will happen, that I have to see. Okay, if I duplicate it too many times, then I should give it a fixed height, right? Or I should give overflow hidden. Okay, yes, that we should give here. So here we should write uh over let me first, what I'll do is, first of all, I'll do a inspect here, and here I'll try that. Okay, so here what I'll do is, first of all, I'll go to this div, and here I will try uh overflow in y direction, and let's keep it to auto. Yeah, auto, or let's say hidden also will work. No, not hidden, scroll, or we can keep overflow by auto. That's perfect. Overflow by auto. Here we can write overflow y, and that will be auto. Let's save this, and now let's reload this. Actually, I think it didn't work. Overflow, maybe this CSS property is not directly supported as a prop. Okay, let me try here sx prop, sx, and overflow, and overflow y will be auto or scroll. Yeah, let's save this, and this should fix the issue, I think. Yeah, it fixes it. Okay, for now we can get rid of so many messages. Yeah, it's perfect. So I think we have done a very good job here. Okay, our chat screen looks beautiful, so neat and clean. Yeah, so this is for this, that's it for this video. So we will continue further in the next one. All right, so before we go ahead and start using Apollo client, there are two improvements in UI that I have to make. First of all, here I have made a typo in my message card. It should be variant, variant. Okay, and here also I have made the same mistake here. Okay, let's save this. This should fix this issue at least. Okay, now it's looking beautiful. Apart from that, here I would like to add a logout option so that user can log out. Okay, so mm, let me go to my sidebar, and this is our chat text. Okay, after this chat we will add a logout. So let me go to icons and get that icon. Okay. So where are the icons? Material icons. Mm, yeah, here I'll search for logout. Yep, this looks good to me. Yep, yeah. So let me click on it, and yeah, this way we can import it. Okay, perfect. So let me, where is our sidebar? Yeah, this one. Here I'll import this. Okay, and here after this chat, I can put this logout icon. Self close it. Okay, and on click that we will decide later. Right now we will not add any on click on this. Let's see how this looks. Let me reload this, or it's compiling, I think. Okay, here it is. So we should align these two bad boys in a row. Okay, for that I can wrap these both with a stack component. Stack, and here stack will be inside the stack. We will have these two bad boys. Okay, and then the direction we can set it to row, and we will add a space between them. Okay, so direction will be row, and justify content will be between. Okay, let's save this, and this should look good. Yeah, perfect. Okay, perfect. So that's it for this video.